War's a lifestyle.
War's a lifestyle. War's
a lifestyle.
Yo.
Secret society.
I can't say no better than that.
That's
you
it.
Know what I'm trying to say?
Woo, the lifestyle.
Woo.
Can we get a big woo in the room?
Woo. Big on that too. Woo.
I first learned about Pop Smoke, and I first learned about him in the actual nightlife. I would go, cause I go to the places that they play hip hop music consistently and kind of see, what's going on, what people responding to, and to kind of keep hip to what's going on. A lot of times the adult entertainment nightlife, like the strip clubs, they play that music first. You know what I mean? So I go there and I hear what exactly they're reacting to, because the tempo, the production, everything, it's all right there in front of you. But I heard Pop's music go off, and it's like hearing it like, oh shit, it was like a whole new sound, because my sound is so old it's new again. Like him speaking and writing and rapping in a monotone, like in that with a deeper voice than the other guys or what they're doing. It felt good, man. It felt like it was like, I'm like, oh, he got some shit, it's a little different. And then immediately they turn to me like, yo, you should jump on that. That was the what was it, the Dior record first, I think, yeah. That was, my first interaction with Pop Smoke.
All right, everybody, it's Hot 97, TT Torrez, Drewski, DJ Enuff, and we are remembering the legacy of Pop Smoke. His album is out. Pop Smoke, what a legend in the making.
In such a short period of time, I think he left a stamp that a lot of artists over years, don't even do. So there was definitely something special about him to be able to do that. I feel like we've probably only known for, 2 years max? And in that time, look at how big his name and the brand and what he did for New York has become. And I think that's something special that a lot of artists don't have.
The first time I met Pop Smoke was he came to the Universal office to have a meeting with me. His manager, Rico, brought him through. And I just remember meeting him and thinking, okay, this guy's completely different than what I imagined from listening to the music. So it was interesting for sure. But at that moment, I knew he had everything that it takes to become successful in whatever he would have done.
When that shit happened with Pop, I'm just like, oh, like that shit, that was like the first time I felt it. Like, damn, like that shit that's home team, like that's family, bro. That's like, that shit nasty. Like, I really feel like bro blessing me, like, feel me, like he sending his blessings my way type shit, like I know. Cause like, for me, like I'm gonna keep the shit going for real, like, cause it's bigger than us, like it's more people that like, I'm pulling, like it's gonna be people that's gonna get pulled in, like y'all gonna notice, like we all trying to get to the same shit, like we all got the same friends, same enemies.
Are you in a place, like, so are you aware of these pitfalls? Cause like, we can't have this pattern keep going of something happens to another artist coming out of here.
So now like me and everybody who be around me, it's like we more like woke, like for me, cautious about everything, like cautious about everything, like everything. Everything is like, shit, we gotta make sure everything is in order. I mean, like, ain't no games.
I'm interacting with him not understanding how far his music is reaching. Because he's like, yo, I need this audience. Like, the spot is like they converted the place, think warehouse, they converted it into nightlife because everybody's in Miami right now. And we get in there and the crowd is a little different, it's a little older, you know what I'm saying, demo, and he's like, yo, I want to get in front of like that audience and shit like that. So he came, I had already went on because he was late again, right? Now look, I went on, did the show, and when he came, he was so excited, he didn't realize that we had went on already. And I was like, yo, you want to go do it? I said, all right, so we went back to set the stuff up, and we went back on stage and did Pop show, and everybody came, and the spot was rocking, like, you know what I'm saying? But following that, he had another engagement that he committed to, so he had to go, and B-Boy and them was in the car, and he was like, they was like, yo, come on, we gotta get over here now, like, you forget this, like, and he's like, forget this? You stupid? Like, yo, my relationships is valuable. You crazy? Like, he's caught. It's a different thing And B-Boy was just saying this last night. He was like, yo, he was a different dude because he was like, they get lost in it. And this, when I say they, it's all artists in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, let's go get this bag. Let's go get this bag. If somebody's not coming around, this could be his friend all his life. He goes, yo, fuck them niggas. We gotta go. They're gonna leave them to go do what they gotta do. And in their minds, we gotta get this bag and forget them if they're not winning, right? But he was viewing it as if they were telling him that he had a responsibility to be somewhere else and you gotta go over there and do this. And he's like, yo, my relationships are valuable. What are you talking about? Like, if it's not, you can't. It's a different thing when someone grows up on your music. Like, if they listen to it and before they even decide to be an artist, you're like one of their favorites. And when they do start to make music subconsciously, those things are already in there because that's what's hot to them. You know what I mean? And he starts to make his own versions of the stuff. But when he came through, I told him, I said, anything that I've done that you heard and it struck a chord and you do it over. Do it your way. And he was like, bet. But it was almost like consent to do what he was already doing because when I got the music from Steven, when they sent it over for me to executive produce the project, it was maybe 8 references. So he had like 8 points that I'm like, yo, this is this record. I did this on this. And I'm playing it and Steven's going, oh shit, I didn't even know that was. You know what I'm saying? Like bugging, like, cause sometimes it's the direct references, like in the She Wanna Fuck With The Woo, you hear him do the candy shop piece. As an intro piece, go on there, do a little something, and then those records, you immediately know what that is, because it's borrowed from the chorus of a hit record. But when you hear him use melodies off of records that he enjoyed, they're doing it his way. The cadence, and I go, that's this. And then I play the record, and Steven is like, oh, shit. I mean, and he's doing it with a new style, because he's doing it in his new trap cadences, but using the melody from the records that he enjoyed prior to that. So some ill shit. When they listen to the record, they're gonna see it's a different thing from the Woo and the Woo 2, because it's a little more melodic, and he started to experiment with his voice a little bit and sing, do different things in it. But it's dope. It's his choices, and it's gonna be a hit record. Watch.
I always knew he had that it factor about him. I remember the first time I discovered who he was, I was at an event uptown in the Bronx, and Welcome to the Party was just a street record that organically went on its own. And I remember the DJ playing the record, and the security guards and the police came over, and they were like, no, you can't play that record here. The kids will go too crazy. Like, stop, don't play that record. And I was like, wow, who is this kid? And so I went back to the radio station because me and Bobby Trends had to do the show that night. And I said, Trent, you got to play this record. This record is like huge in the streets. And then I remember putting the bat signal out there like, yo, Pop Smoke, I want you on the radio next week. And he had never done a radio interview. This is before he had his deal with Universal. And I was like, yo, you got to come up here. Like, your energy is crazy. I just need to know who this kid is. So the very next Friday, he came up and he brought all of Brooklyn out. Mm-hmm. Like Fivio Foreign, Swipey, before they even got their deals. They were just like dirty little kids from Brooklyn. Yep. And but they were still wavy though, because you know he's from Flossie Canarsie, so they still had like the swag and you know the jewelry. You know they still had a situation going. So they came up and he was just full of life, and he wasn't media trained. He didn't have he was just a straight dude from Brooklyn, and I just knew he had like the it factor. His smile was infectious, and I just remember being like, damn, like. This kid got it.
Before Pop Smoke and even after Pop Smoke, it's already on my mind that as a young artist, we already targets. You know what I'm saying? The way that we carry ourselves, money, jewelry, I know that's a whole extra target. So I ain't saying that come with it. You feel me? But the way we present ourselves, you kind of got to be aware of that. You feel me? Now, Pop Smoke situation did make me feel like I need to just tighten up a lot more. You feel me? Like, cause even though just like, you know how you see all the little bullshit on the internet, what they saying happened, like, he posted an address or this or that, but I really like to do shit like that. You feel me? It just make, even though that might have didn't happen, none of that.
Right.
It just, you seeing it and then you thinking like, okay, I'm a celebrity too. Like, I might do some little goofy shit, like show my address. You know what I'm saying? It just give you that. I ain't never put in my head that ain't real. Like, it ain't no young dudes or old dudes who will come in your house to kill you. That ain't not in my head. But you will get a sense of you'll get kind of comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Then that was one of those things that, like, yeah, tighten up a little bit more. Definitely, it definitely affected me though. Definitely.
I would say what made him special is there's not one thing that I can pinpoint. I think he's just one of those artists that you meet, or one of those people that you meet in your life where you just know that there's something special about them. There's not one thing that you can pinpoint to say, okay, this makes this person special. I think it's just his overall being, like everything that, you know, just the way he did everything that he did, you know what I'm saying? I think that this is what made him special, just everything about him. There's not one thing that you could pinpoint to say, okay, this guy's special because he does this really well, or he does this way. I think, you know, just the way he approached life and the way he approached everything, and, you know, his determination and focus and how big his heart was. I think he had a bunch of attributes that all the special people that we meet in our lives have.
But he had this smile that like made you fall in love with him. Like he had like he was like, you know, hard and rugged, but he had this like smile that was just like, boy, come over here and give me a hug. You know what I mean? He had this infectious smile. And I always say that artists have to have two things going for them. And that is, men gotta want to be you, and chicks gotta want to, you know,
be with you.
Yeah, be with you. Exactly.
For real.
And he had this quality about him. He had that it factor. And you could see that when you were in his presence, he had the it factor, and you just knew he was going to be a superstar. And it was a matter of time before the music reflect the personality that he had. And I feel like with this album, you can hear the transition in the music, how it just kept getting better and better and better. And then the features started getting better and better. And him working with other producers, like, you can see the progression. And
he grew for real.
Yeah, he grew. And I'm glad that the team is still putting out his music and letting his legacy live, because I think that's important. And Pop definitely would have wanted that.
After Pop passed, you know, 50 reached out to me and I went to see him. And, you know, we had a conversation, a really long conversation. He was just asking me, you know, how you feeling? You know, what do you think about this? Are you guys going to put an album out on him? And then I told 50, I said, you know, me personally, I'm not at a place where I can even listen to his music. So, I'm not even thinking about putting an album out. And 50 was the one that said, he was like, look, you can't be selfish because, you know, you're emotionally in a different place and you can't focus, or you're sad. And he's like, that's you being selfish. You gotta move forward and put his album out, because you know, and I know he wanted his album out for the summer. And also he has momentum and you want to create a legacy for him, or else, you know, what did he work this hard for? And also, you know, what about his family and his friends? You can't think about this in an emotional way. You have to, you know, move forward and do what's best for Pop and his family. So shout out to 50 for, you know, helping me, you know, for working on the album with me, and, you know, he put a lot of work and effort into it, as did I. So I'd like to shout him out for that. But that's how I came up. That's when we decided to put his album out, was after that conversation with 50.
I think when I first heard him too, I heard the record. I don't know if a DJ from Brooklyn sent it to me. I forgot how I heard it first, but I did not think he was a 19-year-old kid. I thought he was like a 30-year-old man.
Because his voice, right? His voice.
Yeah, when I first heard it. And he actually, I still got the DM, like when he hit me, like, yo, I got some shit for you. You know how he talks. So I'm like, yo, send it. So he sent it. And on May 25th, I hit him back. And I'm like, yo, we're going to play it on the new movement on Hot 97. Mm-hmm. So he was hyped. I played it that night, and he missed it. He didn't even catch it on the radio.
Wow.
And then he hits me back. He's like, yo, play that shit back, Crody. So I'm like, yo, that's not how it works. We just can't play. Because at that time, he wasn't the Pop Smoke, you know, and Welcome to the Party wasn't that big. So I'm like, bro, we can't. You're going to have to wait till next week. But by that time, the record got so big, and I think that's the week after. I played a Sunday, and then Friday he came and he did the interview with you and Bobby. And I think he stood and then did the interview for my Sunday show right after.
Yeah.
What made you decide, yo, I'm going to be a rapper?
I ain't a rapper.
Oh, you're not a rapper?
Nah.
So what would you call yourself? An artist?
I'm a hustler.
A hustler.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, so you start hustling, you drop a record, Welcome to the Party. Yeah. Before that, you already put out 2-3 records.
Yeah.
Why'd you feel this was the one that just took off?
Because I had to go.
It was your time.
Yeah, I had to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we hustlers. Everything must go. You understand what I'm trying to say? We don't hold nothing back.
Do you feel what you was talking about on the record, maybe the energy of the record was different than the other ones? Or, because you said it was a build-up. I feel like you had a plan, you knew what you was doing, and I respect that, especially as a hustler. You know how you're going to go into the game.
Yeah, it's definitely a plan, but it's definitely still organic.
Right.
By plan, I just mean it's God's plan. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not like I'm overthinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking. It's just happening.
And you having fun at the same time.
And we just doing it. You know what I'm trying to say? It's our life.
That same day, I think we did the interviews, T, is when Enuff, you brought him up for the mixing meeting, right? That was that Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Remember this? Remember in the studio in the station, in the conference room, how they were dancing and he was like getting low and he was like doing all of that?
They were turning up. I was crazy.
I'm still showing that Tahoe. Everybody know I rock soft. Bad bitches, yeah, I got those. We stretch your guys. Big up to those, my guys.
But that was good. We needed that, man, because it was the first time for me for a long time, like being on this radio station. And I'll be honest with you, we're always at our best when the music comes from our backyard. I don't care what nobody says, and that's a proven fact. Mm-hmm. When the music literally from our backyard, we benefit from that. Whether it's shows, whether it's just concerts or just interviews, just being around, just fulfilling that void that sometimes we don't get when the artists are not from here. And the fact that he was bringing it back to New York and bringing it back to Brooklyn, it was starting to become dominant, and people from other cities knew that. I'd be on the phone with people from Texas. They'd be like, yo, that Brooklyn's making some noise again, right? And I'd be like, yep. So it felt good. It felt like when Biggie was back in the days, bringing it back after Snoop and Dre and the West Coast had it for so many years. It just felt good to have like a Brooklyn drill thing happening. So it was dope that Pop was the leader of that.
I think the one of the things about Pop that most people don't know is how big a heart he had and how much he cared about everyone around him, and how much he wanted everyone around him to succeed as well as himself. I think that his music is so aggressive, it doesn't seem like he has a big heart, but I think that's one thing I would like people to know is that his heart was really big, and he's the type of guy that would give you the shirt off his back if he thought you were cold. He had a really big heart. I think that's what I would want people to know about him, that I think that they don't know about him.
Free Jeezy. Free Jeezy Moolah. It's a fact. You know what I'm trying to say? I like Fetty. Shout out Fetty. Luciano. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Chef G. Shout out Fivio Foreign. You know what I'm saying?
That shit, man. You ride with Jay Guapo, KJ Baller.
Yeah. Shout out Jay Guapo. Shout out Lil TJ. You know what I'm saying? Jay Critch. All that. New York Cass.
All that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's about New York, man.
You know what I'm saying? We're New York. It don't get more New York than Pop Smoke. You know what I'm trying to say? This is what we do.
Because we're going to show some respect for Pop Smoke. Rest in peace to a big brother. Take your phone out right now. Light it up. Hey.